Breaking news, Killer Cam came out explaining why he dissed the GWOAT Claressa Shield out of the blue for no reason whatsoever. Check it out.
This is actually what happened. I did the face-off between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. I'm reading the cue cards. On the cue cards, it says, the most watched women's fight ever, Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano. I don't know what's the most watched female boxing match. Now, don't get me wrong, I love female boxing, but I never studied who was the most watched female boxing match. So I'm just reading what's on the card. After that, she goes on a DMs me, yo, you got that wrong, champ. Da 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 da. I'm the most watched female fighter. Fine. I said, congratulations. But after last night, which was the next day after the Jake Paul main event with them, I said, you got some catching up to do. Cool. After that, she says, I look forward to breaking records. I put fire, fire, fire emoji. The next day after that, she goes, does a 20-minute interview dissing me. Cam is trying to rewrite history. Cam don't know what he talking about. Cam is crazy. He don't like black women. Da 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 da. And I'm like, bro, all I did was read what was on the cue card. How I'm trying to rewrite history. I didn't know who was the most watched, but I did know after the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, and they co-made an event, it was 50 million, 60 million, whatever it was, watching them. All this turns into Cam don't like black women. Cam is hating on me. I'm trying to rewrite history. I didn't know the history. So then I left it alone. I said what I said on the show. Then she tagging me in videos talking about, yeah, Cam, look at this, this, and that third. So I left it alone. She tagged me again. So I DM'd her back. I said, this is stalking at this point. I don't want to give you the attention you don't want. You're going to get the attention that you don't want. I'm telling you. I said this in the DM. She said, let's go at it. And that's where it went. I'm just a funny nigga. So I just started clowning her. After I'm clowning her, she go back and forth, back and forth. Look, sir, I don't know you, homeboy. I don't know nothing you do but box. I have no opinion of you. I don't care if your fight was the most watched or not the most watched. I do not know you from nowhere. So that's all the back and forth, but I was just having fun with it over the weekend. When you get your facts correct, I'll tell you you're right, but all your facts are incorrect. Look, mister, I don't know you from nowhere. I hope you enjoy your life. I hope you have fun, but I don't know you. I'm not trying to rewrite history. I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. You don't have the most watched boxing female match ever. Ever. Period. So that's all it was. That's what happened over the weekend.
Now, what Killer Cam said, it sounds good, but that's the farthest thing from the truth. First of all, Killer Cam did not own up to being wrong. He did not correct himself after spreading false information. Instead, he did the contrary. He continued spreading false information. I always tell people, if you contradict yourself, it's only called a contradiction if you don't know. But if you do know, then that's what you call hypocrisy. You done upgraded from contradiction to hypocrisy if you do know. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what Killer Cam just did. He got corrected by the world and Claressa Shield. He was reminded that he was wrong for spreading false information. However, he continued because he simply doesn't care. Killer Cam is still telling Claressa Shield to catch up to Katie Taylor and Serrano. Catch up to what? It's the contrary. They got to catch up to the GWOAT in all categories, including the highest viewed fight in women boxing, because Claressa Shield still holds that record. That's a fact that is not up for debate. But Killer Cam has the audacity to tell the GWOAT to catch up. When she already has every sauce in the world, who needs ketchup at that point? Let me put this to you in music sense, since Killer Cam want to pretend that he don't understand basic boxing sense. However, he want to cover the sport of boxing like he's doing right now. Let's get straight to it. Let's say, for example, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. 50 Cent back in the day, he put Killer Cam on his album, the Get Rich or Die Trying album. 50 Cent put Killer Cam on one song in the album. Again, this is not what happened. I'm just giving you an example, an analogy. Killer Cam had one feature only on one song, a song called Like Me, on the Get Rich or Die Trying album. Later on, Killer Cam started bragging about selling over 15 million units, 15 million albums. Not on his album. However, on 50 Cent album, he's taking credit for 50 Cent selling Get Rich or Die Trying album. Killer Cam is taking full credit for 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying album success, even though he only had one feature in one song on the album. Then he told Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, Drake, Lil Wayne, and everyone in the game to catch up because he just smoked everyone in the market. He just smoked everyone in the industry by selling more albums than they did, by selling over 15 million units on Get Rich or Die Trying album, even though that's not his album. How will that sound? How will that look on Killer Cam? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what Killer Cam just did to the GWOAT Claressa Shield. Killer Cam, just like he tried to take credit for 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying album success and telling the whole industry to catch up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what Killer Cam just did when he told the GWOAT to catch up to other fighters that haven't came close to her. By giving these other fighters, Katie Taylor and Serrano, the credit for Mike Tyson selling the fight, for Mike Tyson views, for Mike Tyson success. That's what Killer Cam just did, and he did not apologize for it. Instead, he kept playing naive, this, that, and the third, even when Mace brought awareness to it during the show. Like I said before, you cannot give the co-main event the credit for the main event selling the fight. Only the main event gets the credit for the record that's being broken, not the co-main event. That's a universal fact, just like it's a universal common sense if you're not hating. Gervonta on the undercard of Floyd versus Conor fight never got credit for the 4.4 million pay-per-views that was sold. Leo Santa Cruz never got any credit for the 4.7 million pay-per-views that was sold in the USA for Pacquiao versus Floyd fight, even though he was the undercard fighter, just like Serrano and Katie Taylor, just like Danny Garcia and Matisse never got any credit when Floyd sold 2.2 million against Canelo Alvarez on pay-per-view. I told you guys before on my last video, if Michael Jackson did a concert and the opener was Killer Cam, will Killer Cam get the credit for the ticket sales that Michael Jackson sold? Of course not. It's a duh at that point. Nevertheless, let's get to the elephant in the room, Killer Cam. Let's stop sugarcoating it and tell it how it is, because Claressa Shield already said it. She said that they only hating on her because she black. And that's a fact. If you want to ignore the double standards that Claressa Shield, the GWOAT, is dealing with, then you're either an Uncle Tom or a race fan. That's it, that's all. There's nothing in between that I know of. Have you guys ever seen Killer Cam diss a woman with Claressa Shield's statue on It Is What It Is if she's not black? Have you ever seen Killer Cam diss a fighter on It Is What It Is outside of Canelo for taking PEDs if he's not black the way he did to Jermell Charlo and Shakur? If so, who? I could guarantee you he did not, and especially not to that extent. Instead of Killer Cam praising and showing love to the GWOAT Claressa Shield, the Jordan of women boxing, he ends up dissing her. Would you guys believe the first time Killer Cam spoke about the GWOAT, he didn't say anything positive. Instead, he told her to catch up. He ended up dissing her, and he telling her to catch up to things that she already did. He's telling her to catch up to nothing. She already has ketchup, mayonnaise, and every sauce on the table, and he telling her catch up. I can guarantee you this, if Claressa Shield was white, Killer Cam wouldn't have the audacity to talk to the GWOAT like that. And that's a fact. He only does that because she's on the coincidental list. He knows that's accepted. Again, instead of Killer Cam supporting the queen, the GWOAT Claressa Shield, he ends up dissing her to praise other princes from other communities, from other countries, by giving them credit for Claressa Shield work, by giving them credit for Claressa Shield accomplishments. That's what Killer Cam just did. Just like he dissed Shakur and praised the guy who called him a monkey on his own show, Teofimo Lopez, and not once on the show. After he confronted Teo about saying the monkey word and also about ducking Shakur, Teo told him, nah, you a monkey to me still. He also told Killer Cam, I will never fight Shakur. And all Killer Cam did was sit on It Is What It Is and laugh about it. Where was this energy Killer Cam is having for Claressa Shield, the GWOAT of women boxing? Why he didn't have this same energy for Teofimo Lopez, who called him a monkey on his own show, who told him, I will never fight Shakur on his own show? You know where that energy was at? He gave that energy to Claressa Shield by dissing her for no reason whatsoever. So Mace, if you want to tell us that you guys not following old media lead, then show us with action, because y'all action says otherwise. Y'all action says, forget about old media. Who needs old media when you have Killer Cam and Mace? That's how y'all coming on It Is What It Is, and that's a fact. By supporting a racist and Teofimo Lopez who called y'all a monkey on your own show over Shakur who want to fight him, y'all support the racist duck man Teo and never called him out on his BS. Meanwhile, y'all dissing the boogeyman, Shakur. Y'all dissing the GWOAT, the queen, for no reason whatsoever, by giving her accomplishments to other princes. Even Stevie Wonder could see what time it is. Furthermore, May said on the show there's a false notion that they are a part of old media. He completely denied it. May said that's not true. That's what makes us unique, is because we speak our own mind. Check it out.
That's exactly what this is over. Because I said that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano had the most views ever. That's what it's all over.
I think that's the misunderstanding. I think from hearing what Stat is saying, I don't really know, so anybody don't put me in it. But when it comes to viewership, she's basically saying that she was hosting this fight and she was the headliner of this fight, and those girls weren't. Is that the real beef? Stat, am I getting it correct?
Yeah, basically, like, it was mainly about the viewership.
Other platforms also that said that that we're following old media or something like that, and I wanted them to know we're not following old media. That's an isolated incident, and we're here to clarify it. And anyone that feels different, feel free to just come on live and share your gripes. We really would like to hear it, because we really like It Is What It Is to be a non-biased platform. Yes. Sometimes we give strong views because that's really how sometimes we feel about things, and we wanted to create a platform where people can say how they really feel. And some people are going to get offended by certain things, and we understand that. We understand that's a part of the sport. But none of it is personal with me. I know that. And I don't think any of this is personal with Killer. I think he said what he was saying. And to her defense, if you would like to come up, Claressa, you're more than welcome. I'm letting you know that. Killer let you know that. Feel free to come up here, because I would love to see you, talk to Killer and put him in his place, Put him in his place.
We don't follow old media, but we coincidentally say everything old media say. I don't think Mace understands what old media and new media terms represent. Old media term represent the popular narrative what people say on the comment section on social media, even if it goes directly against the truth, which is influenced by old media and their big, powerful machine. They push these agendas, right? That's what old media represents. Now, Mace claims that he don't stand up for that. He don't stand for that. However, his action says otherwise. Him and Killer Cam, everything they say on It Is What It Is exactly that. I mean, how much of a coincidence is it that you are repeating everything that the race fans say in the comment section every freaking single time? How is it a coincidence every time old media come out with a narrative and they push a certain agenda to the full front? The first one to catch it is Maze and Killer Cam. They the first one to get brainwashed and say it on their show, It Is What It Is. And that's just what it is. That's a fact. That's what they do with their action. Now, what new media is, I don't care what the popular narrative. I don't care about your opinion. You know why that is? It's because facts trump opinions. All we care about is facts. Nothing more, nothing less. New media stands for everyone has a side, but there's only one true side, and that's the whole absolute truth, which is what we stand for. I don't worry about the backlash. I don't care about the popular narrative. I don't care what the people want to hear or like to hear. If you have a problem with the truth, that's your problem, not mine. I'm aware that there's two sides to every story, but the other side of the whole absolute truth is a goddamn lie, which is why I don't care about it. Wanting to be liked is a weakness. Doing everything for the sake of Allah is the ultimate strength, and that's just how I move. So none of that really rocks me. Nor do I rock with old media, because new media represents solely the whole absolute truth, and the other side of that is a freaking lie. Last but not least, you will never ever see another culture, you will never ever see another race diss each other like that. You will never ever see any other country or any other race diss the GWOAT of their country for no reason, just like Killer Cam just did. You will never see that. With the opinions out of the door and the facts laid out on the table, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.